Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the GW Tiger P. It's the Tier 8 German SPG, and we're located on the south spawn of Malinovka. And the name of the commander is Zdzikus. And I think you can see that this is the version of the Arty that was created from the Tiger P chassis. And of course Zdzikus has got one mark of excellence on his barrel, so he's an accomplished player. He knows how to play it. Knocked a tree over there, that gave away his position, but I'm not sure he'll worry about that at this stage of the battle. The one thing that is painfully obvious about the GW Tiger P is how slow it is. It's like a snail. It does get there eventually, but it just takes so long to get there. It's using the same chassis that the Ferdinand has, and of course the Ferdinand's also known as the Elephant or Elefanta. Okay, and he's loaded around and he's looking at the top of the hill. And there's one enemy in sight at the moment, it's a Batchat 25 ton. Another thing that's obvious is that the Tiger P has got a very narrow arc of fire, and that means that it's actually quite difficult to try and hit targets that are moving quite rapidly, because of course you will have a big reticule if you're constantly adjusting the vehicle. But he's firing there at the Centurion, gets a direct hit for 468 hit points. Now there's quite a few targets on top of the hill, an IS-3, an Emil, an Oho, an Ivan IS-3. Oh, he's got masses of targets to fire at. Now hopefully they will all bunch together and he'll be able to hit more than one with each shot. He's got a moderately low reload, so I think it's, I'm pretty sure it's 31 seconds on the reload. Okay, it's loaded together. Two targets together, round out. Oh, big hit on the Tiger 2, but I'm sure he hit the Oho at the same time. He got 497 hit points on the Tiger 2. 262 on the Emil. We don't know how much damage he did to the Oho, but we can see the Oho has lost 15% of his health, and that may be down to Zdzikus. I think it's 36.6 seconds on the reload. Okay, he's got a bunch of them together, but he's got a red line because the windmill's in the way, so he needs to adjust his aim so he can get as many of them as he can within the reticule when he fires. Aiming for the Tiger 2 again. Round out. Can he get them? Oh, it does! He damages both the IS-3 and the Tiger 2 with splash, and he stuns the Oho behind them as well. Got 124 hit points in the IS-3, 334 off the Tiger 2. He's already up to 1,685 damage already. Going for the Emil 2 this time. The IS-3 and the Emil are both together. In fact, there's the other IS-3. Can probably hit both. 7 seconds from shooting. Now, he's got to time this right. If he can time it right, he can get all of them together. Looks like he's going to go for the IS-3. And he got 358 hit points from the IS-3. 63 on splash from the Emil 2. It's a long reload again. He is using the top gun. Trying to work out which target he's going to go for. The nice thing, they're using that wreck for cover. That will actually work against them, because if they're close together, when he fires, then he is going to do a lot of damage to more than one tank at the same time. Going for the Oho and the Tiger 2. Round out straight away. Oh, it went long! Oh, RNG was against him that time. It went long. He missed the targets altogether. Now, he is backing up, and there is another Arty directly behind him. That's the M53, M55. There are only two Artys on his team. Now, the Oho's persisting in pushing that wreck, and it's very silly because it may be giving him arc protection from shots being fired at him horizontally, but it certainly doesn't provide any protection from an Arty round coming in above him. Round out on the Oho. Direct hit! 294 hit points. And that will have stunned him. He stopped pushing the wreck because it stopped moving. I always call these zombie tanks because they're dead, but they continue to move and take part in the game. And that Tiger 2's gone down. Then we've got the Centurion. He's gone down. The IS-3, both IS-3s are together. We're 15 seconds away from shooting. Oh, this is frustrating because we can see targets that we want to hit, but we can't shoot yet because we're not ready. And the other IS-3 goes down. Zdzikus is going to go for the shoot, and the IS-3 rounds out. Direct hit, 424. He's a one-shot now. 2% of his health left. There's the Oho and the Emil. Well, he's getting a request for fire on the Oho with good reason. The guys who are further south of him probably can't hit him because of the wrecks in the way, so they want Arty to hit him instead. Again, we're waiting for the reload to go through. 15 seconds to go. Now, the top gun on this Arty is a 21cm Morser. It can do an alpha damage of 110 hit points. And it's got penetration of 53 hit points. The Oho goes down, taken out by the Centurion 7-1. And that means that the enemy assault on top of the hill has basically finished, because there's only an Emil 2 up there. And I don't think he's going to want to push down any further, because he knows full well he's got Arty defending that route, and also a lot of tanks waiting for him, and just in case he does move down. In fact, actually, he's got the Centurion, a Pershing, a Jagdtiger, and there's a, well, the Pershing's off to one side. He's spotting over the lake, and there's a Striv moving into that area, into cover. Okay, Scorpion G on the enemy team has been seen, but he needs to be careful because he's next to a tree. Could knock that tree down. I think he has, actually. I'm not sure if he noticed that, but he fires a clutch shot at the Scorpion, and of course it goes long. He's only got 7 rounds of ammo left. And remember, this is an encounter battle, so the enemy could start capping at any moment. They have got a Scorpion G on the other side of the lake. In fact, on both sides of the lake, would you believe it? And Scorpion G is in a forward position, the one north of the cap. There's the Object 263. He's dialed in, but he's got 4 seconds to go. Round out straight away. Direct hit. 322 hit points. It looked like it hit the front plate of the tank destroyer. And a second round went in there, but it looks like that one didn't do any damage. Now the Scorpion G has actually moved up into a forward position just underneath the lookout where the Pershing was looking over the cap. And that's forced the Pershing to move back because he would have been proximity spotted by the enemy. Of course, he's worried about that Scorpion G that was last seen in grid square D2. Because if he's sitting up there on that little rise, the Scorpion could take him out the game very quickly. Now we're aiming where we last saw the 263. There's the Scorpion again. Well, he has got a shot, but it's a very difficult shot because he's in a dip. Lakeside, fires around in, and no, it goes long, creates big splashes in the water, but it does stun the Scorpion. That Scorpion is now one shot. He's only got 28 hit points left, 2% of his health. Now we're 1 tank down at the moment. The enemy's got 2 Arty, 4 tank destroyers, and 1 heavy. We've got 2 Arty, 1 tank destroyer, 2 mediums, and a heavy. Okay, the Scorpion's coming back again. He's in that dip. That's a very difficult place to shoot. As you can see, it's got a red line, which means that the shell would actually hit the lip of the dip. Now, he's only got 5 rounds left as well, so he needs to be careful exactly what he shoots at, because otherwise he can waste ammunition. Oh, and the Scorpion goes down, and we did fire the round in, so we've wasted that shell. We didn't get the kill. That actually went to the Striv. He was lined up to get a perfect shot on him, but we lost the Striv shortly afterwards. Right, it's gone remarkably quiet. We're still 1 tank down. We don't have any tank destroyers now. And the enemy is capping. Now, this is one I was afraid that they might do. they might force our team to come down and reset the cap. And then take shots at us as we do. And the Emil's turned up. And he's really close. And it looks like the AMX 5120 got around into him. The Emil's gone down. Our AMX 5120 was stunned by the enemy. And he's just received another Arty round as well. Stunned again. The enemy's capping with 2. Probably the Scorpion and one of the other tanks. But I think probably one of their tank destroyers. I doubt if their Arties would be silly enough to actually go into the cap area. They'd be very vulnerable. But I would be tempted to fire... Yep, there's one of them. We've got a sighting on one. It's the Scorpion. Direct hit. 1,095 hit points. The Scorpion G goes down immediately afterwards. What a fantastic shot that was. And there's the Object 263. And we're reloading. Still 20 seconds away from shooting. The 263 is taking fire from multiple tanks, and it looks like he's going to back away because that's the he's gone over a ridgeline there. He's trying to get away from all that fire. They've still got somebody in the cap, and our Pershing and Centurion 7-1 are moving up on the cap. We're loaded. We're going for the 263. Lining up a shot. Round out. Direct hit. 87 hit points. He's stunned. And another round goes in. And he's taking more damage. Now, we didn't pick up any stun assist there because it was actually the second round that went in was also an Arty round, and so he would have picked up the stun assist. But somebody is still in the cap and we can't see them. It's probably the Striv S1 on the enemy team. I would think so. I doubt the Arty would be in the cap area. We need somebody to move up and find him. If he's in a hold down, if he's in siege mode, once we've spotted him, we can get the shot in. There he is. Round out. And it's reset the cap. 440 hit points. The Striv is now incredibly vulnerable. He's tracked and he's ram killed. We've now got 2 in the cap, which is going to force the enemy to do something. Both are now SPGs. It's down to the enemy SPGs. There's one of them. We saw the tracer. I think he's a little further to the south, but he's indicating where he thinks he is. He's in that cover area. We've only got 1 round of ammo left. So we could really do with seeing another tracer to confirm exactly where the enemy Arty is. We know where one of them is. We've spotted one. We're going to fire a round at him. Waiting for it to dial in, and... No, he's gone into cover again. We're waiting for the AMX. Oh, he's trying to drown himself. You naughty boy. You don't do that. Not in this game. Arty doesn't drown. We fight to the end. And that M4043 just gave up. What a coward. Looks like the other enemy, the M5355, is fighting on. No, I think that AMX 5120 is going to find him very shortly. It looks like he's moved. And no, the other one drowned as well. Oh dear, that's very disappointing. Arty don't drown. You don't kill yourself. You fight and you try and get as many hit points as you can off the enemy. And here's the battle results. And Zdzikus managed to get a first-class tanker in that game in the GW Tiger P. He also picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 20. He got a Gore's medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points for his own vehicle. The High Calibre for dealing the most damage in the battle. A Defender for resetting the cap, getting at least 70 capture points or defense points off the enemy. And lastly, he got a Confederate because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. And you can see the sheer list. He didn't get any kills at all during that battle, but he certainly touched a lot of the enemy in doing so. So let's have a look at the team score. Oh, by the way, the win 8 was 5333, which is Super Unicum standard. He managed to get 5,107 hit points of damage overall. That's a huge number, more than double, or nearly double the, I should say, the next highest scorer on his own team, and a good bit more than the Emil 2 on the enemy teams, their highest scorer with 3,211 hit points. He didn't get any kills, which puts him well down the table when it comes to the kills. Highest scorer was the Pershing with 3, then the AMX 5120 with 2, the M5355 with 2, and the Striv S1. But when it came to base XP, he was top of the table, 1,121 base experience points, followed by the Pershing with 1,054 and the Centurion with 936. So let's have a look at the detail report. Well, he fired all 14 rounds, or did he? No, he actually fired 14 rounds. He had 15 in the magazine. He just didn't use that last round because he didn't need to. He was going to try and kill that M5355, but both of the enemy Arty were cowards, and you should be ashamed of yourselves for drowning. That's Mirko M4 in the M40 M43 and Kuba Agent in the M53 M55. You don't drown yourself. You fight and fight as hard as you can to win your game. We just don't do that sort of thing. That's what gives Arty a bad reputation, that they suicide. We don't suicide, we fight to the death. So, he fired 14 rounds, got 7 direct hits, 7 penetration, and 10 splash. He actually splashed a lot of the enemy up on top of the hill, where he was actually damaging one tank and splashing the others around them. He did damage of 5,107 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He hit 9 of the enemy, but didn't get any kills, so he damaged 3/5 of the enemy team. And he got stun assistance of 400 hit points off 17 stuns. He also managed to get 98 defense points as he hit the tanks, which were in the cap at the time. And he only needed 70 to get the defender, so he was 28 over. He earned, on a standard account, 40,168 credits, and after ammunition resupply, and the ammunition is fairly expensive, he actually still had 11,048 credits. He received 10 bonds for that battle, for the 3 medals that he actually received, the 4 medals that he received, the 4 epics, Gore's, High Caliber, Defender, and the Confederate, and he also received a base XP of 1,121 times 2 for the first victory of the day, meant he took away 2,242 experience points in total. So a particularly good battle and a nice set of rewards for effort done. So well done Zdzikus for a good round. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.